It's 3 agencies of government when I get there that are gone. Commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see.
You can't name the third one?
The third agency of government, yeah. I would do away with the education, the commerce, and let's see. I can't. The third one I can't. Sorry. Oops.
Oops. That's what a lot of people are talking about this morning. Texas Governor Rick Perry fumbling badly at last night's GOP debate on CNBC when describing how he would cut government. Perry later remembered that third agency. It's the Department of Energy. Joining us now are Boris Epshteyn, founder of Strategy International, and Vince Morgan, the Democratic candidate for Congress from New York's 15th District. Gentlemen, thanks very much for agreeing to come on. As we promised, we've got folks from both sides of the aisle. Let's start with you, Mr. Epshteyn. Can Rick Perry come back with that? I mean, obviously, he has not had good debates, but this was cringeworthy. I have to say, I was really upset for him.
It was
when
bad.
I saw that.
But the answer is yes, he can come back from it. He can actually turn this around in his own favor and say, listen, I'm not a good debater. You've seen that time and time again, but I'm a good executive. Here's what I've done in Texas. Here's my record on the issues. The biggest issue of all right now being the economy. So the answer is yes, he can come back from it. Will he? Right now he's at 10%. It's not looking very likely.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was cringeworthy, and I think that anybody who's been on television or entered a debate just felt some real empathy for him. So I agree. I think he can turn it around, but he's going to have to come with something that's substantive and something that really speaks to the issues that elevates his level, at least of mastering, I think, an understanding of issues in a different form.
That's right. If he comes back and says, here is my economic proposal, expands on it, and really hits on jobs and stimulating the economy countrywide, not just Texas like he's been doing, then he can come back from it and rebound. But right now, as you saw in last night's debate, Mitt Romney is the one that's looking the most presidential, and he has done so for the last 6 or 7 debates.
I have to say, from what I heard, and I didn't hear the whole thing, having to get to bed early, it seemed as though they were really playing to their base. They didn't really engage on what they would do if they were in the White House right now. Is that to be expected? I was a little disappointed by that.
It was a punt debate. They were punting it down the road because the next important thing to happen in this primary is not debates. It's the next vote. You're looking at Iowa, you're looking at New Hampshire, you're looking at South Carolina, you're looking at Florida. Those are the most important things. And if Perry does well in Iowa, nobody's going to remember this debate.
Did we learn anything new last night in terms of their economic policies?
Absolutely not. And I think that the way that the debate format is set up and the way the primary situation is set up, that we have a system where you don't want to pin yourself with an issue too early on, especially when you're up against 8 other candidates who are sort of vying for the attention for the public. You want to give yourself a lot of wiggle room because it goes to those first states that you have to differentiate yourself from. And whoever pulls away after that first couple of primaries is then going to be able to make the case.
And we saw that last time with McCain. He was at 15.9% on this day 4 years ago with Giuliani at 30. But I actually disagree with Vince. Mitt Romney did speak to his answer to the mortgage crisis, that the foreclosures have to be ramped up, sped up, and not just punted again down the road like Obama's trying to do now.
But he didn't give any kind of substantive answers. He really just punted to the base and just said, let's send it back to the states, and we're not going to.
He said that you have to accelerate foreclosures and allow people who are not in a position to own a home to move on and maybe rent, and those who can purchase a home to go in and purchase a home at discounted prices.
But most Americans understand that it's not about just letting the market forces take control of the actual situation. So I think that it is sort of speaking to their base in this.
Well, and you're both speaking obviously from both sides of where you're coming from in terms of your outlook. The interesting thing, I wonder, is did anyone who was from behind pick up any steam yesterday? Huntsman, his support just seems to be nowhere. Did he pick up any steam yesterday?
If you look at in trade, you saw Huntsman that he actually ticked up over the last 10 hours since the debate. But really, it's Newt Gingrich is the one who had the most to gain, and he gained some. But realistically, it's not important of who maybe from behind came back. Mitt Romney is the one that's in the lead. He's pretty safely in the lead.
I think that Newt Gingrich had an opportunity really to sort of step up, and people are taking a second look at him. I thought John Huntsman, actually, the most interesting exchange was the exchange on the China situation between Huntsman and Romney. And, you know, Huntsman, this was his opportunity to get that second look now that there's this big void with Kane's, you know, situation on the personal side and with.
But you know what? Huntsman came off almost as someone who could be advising the Romney campaign rather than running against the Romney campaign.
I agree with that. This was his shot, and he sort of blew it because he sounded a little bit too cerebral. And I don't know what efficient
And gosh, we don't like cerebral.
Mitt Romney's in the driver's seat.
All right, well, we're going to leave it at that. Both of you very lively. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for
we're going to
having
have to have you back. You guys are a good pairing.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much. That's Vince Morgan and Boris Epshteyn. Ross, over to you.
Yeah, this discussion's going to rumble on. Thanks.